Right, we reset the clock here. I forgot. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you all for being here, and thank you those that are watching. First order of business is a public hearing. I will turn it over to Dave.
All right, so we have our court reporter on Zoom.
Yes.
Okay. So this hearing is called to order at 7:02 p.m. this 9th day of October 2023 at Hermann City Hall. It is conducted to consider a conditional use permit application submitted by Huntline Properties LLC for a conditional use permit for an owner unoccupied guest house at 309 West 6th Street, which will be operating in the R2 two-family residential zone. The city's Planning and Zoning Commission passed a motion to recommend the Board of Aldermen approve this application. The motion was made and seconded and passed unanimously. At least 15 days notice of the time and place of this hearing was published in the Hermann Advertiser-Courier newspaper. After the hearing is concluded, the board shall provide its decision within 15 days. And if it finds that the permit should be granted, it'll make an order directing the zoning inspector to issue the permit. According to Municipal Code Section 42730, the Board of Aldermen may impose conditions to ensure that the use will not be detrimental to the public health or safety, that it will not injure the use and enjoyment of property in the immediate vicinity of it, that there are adequate utilities and access roads and drainage and other facilities, that the use will not impede the normal and orderly development and improvement of the surrounding properties, that the use will not cause traffic congestion, and that there are adequate means for vehicular ingress and egress, that the requirements for public services such as police and fire protection will not be in excess of the individual demands of adjacent land uses, that the use will not result in a substantial increase in noise, that there will not be substantial added night lighting in terms of intensity, duration, and frequency of use, and that the general appearance of the neighborhood will not be adversely affected. The board may grant the conditional use permit for such a period of time as it deems to be in the public interest. This hearing is being conducted on the record and a transcript is being prepared that will give the applicants an opportunity to present their case. If there are documents they want the board to rely on, they can submit those as exhibits. If they have any witnesses whom they desire to speak, this will be allowed. And if they are represented by an attorney, the attorney will be allowed to speak on their behalf. The board may also, or shall actually, ask for testimony from others present in the room who are interested in this matter. In particular, the board can be interested to hear if anyone has anything to say about the factors described above, either positive or negative. And at the conclusion of all testimony and comments, the board may deliberate and then vote. Whether the application is approved or denied is carried by a vote of a majority of the board members present this evening. And so the following exhibits have been prepared and presented by city staff. The first is Exhibit 1, the conditional use permit application. Exhibit 2 is a list of the factors that are described that I just went through, indicating that the Planning and Zoning Commission went through all of them and found that they would all be met with the one or two conditions that they recommended. And then Exhibit 3 is a list of people within 185 feet of the property that were sent actual notice of the hearing. Exhibit 4 is an aerial map showing the property along with neighboring lots. Exhibit 5 is sort of a blow-up of the zoning map indicating the properties as R2 and then some neighboring R3 properties. And then Exhibit 6 is a copy of the minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting from September 13th, 2023. And Exhibit 7 is an affidavit of publication from the Hermann Advertiser-Courier confirming that they did in fact publish notice of this hearing. Exhibit 8 is a copy of the notice of hearing that was actually published in the paper. And Exhibit 9 would be the entire Code of Ordinances of the City of Hermann, Missouri. Mayor Cox, do you agree to accept these exhibits into the record?
Yes, sir.
And so, if our applicants are here, they may speak or say describe what you want to do, perhaps.
Yeah, so I'm Sam Barnhart. It's nice to meet everyone here. We come to Hermann, a handful of times a year, half a dozen times maybe. Tend to find ourselves coming here more often. And stayed here a couple times last year and noticed that the price of these rental homes was going up and up and up for these short-term rentals. We've been getting into that a little bit over the last 4 or 5 years and doing some investments there. So we saw an opportunity to maybe have a little bit of personal, benefit and also have some investment as well. And so we're offering up the property to you guys as to be approved for, short-term rental use. We're wanting to, initially this fall, we're kind of going through some renovations and whatnot. We added 3 parking spaces on the upper level. There's 1 down below. So there's 4 off-street parking spaces there. That'll be completed. And, kind of cleaned up the property. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but it's pretty overgrown. Had some old outbuildings. It's kind of an old farmhouse. 114 years old is what we were told. So it's a pretty neat old farmhouse that I'm sure has a lot of history that we don't know about. But we just kind of cleaned up the backyard and tried to get a little more maintenance free. So we have a contract for property manager with Chris Eichel, who's been mowing grass there the last couple of times this fall. And so we've kind of got that set up. We're hoping to have it open sometime next year if it all gets approved and everything's passed. Jason Gleason was doing our initial work on changing the landscape in the yard to really the main focus there was to get the drainage away from the house. We had an issue with the water really just, it's kind of on the hill, the backyard, and everything kind of runs towards the house. So, we kind of saw that as an issue. And we're building a concrete porch and kind of a 2-tiered yard to where we can kind of divert the water around the house and run it into the drain that's in the front yard that actually goes out into the city street. So I think we've got it to where once all that's completed, it'll be pretty predictable property for Chris to maintain, and we're going to come use it. I believe they approved it for the house only, so we really like the property, the fact that it has this little ADU that we can come and use that even if the house was rented once in a while. So that's kind of our case. I don't know, did I miss anything? Yeah.
Anybody have any questions?
My question, has our code enforcement officer inspected the house yet?
He stopped by a couple times when Chris is working on the deck, but I don't believe there's been any formal inspection of anything done like that.
So you're not gonna be open for a while though anyway, right?
No.
Yeah, so you don't have to do that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Jason's injured right now and done something there. And so our guy that he had lined up for concrete, I don't know if he was planning on working with Jason to do it or whatnot, but I feel like that's kind of put things back. I haven't talked to Jason in a couple weeks since he recently got injured, so just been giving him some time to kind of get things figured out. So, I think realistically we have enough to do before we would actually get this thing to where it was open to the public, other than just us coming down for the fall or over the winter and whatnot. It's maybe next spring, sometime like that.
And the cottage house is livable and you're going to be there?
The little ADU, the detached above the garage. We're not really gonna be there. I mean, it's certainly not primary residence, but I think it's a place that we'll come down and stay at. Like in a situation where the house was rented and we want to come down and eat dinner one night or something, But like this past weekend, we were here and some friends of ours were with us. We had 3 kids and they had 2, and 2 of our boys stayed out there and they thought it was great. Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
Any Anybody else here to speak either in favor or against, or just comment on the application? Doesn't appear to be.
Okay. No other comments?
Can you give your contract to the city clerk?
Someone want to make a motion to approve or disapprove?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion on the floor to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. You're good. Okay, we'll move on. Mayor's report, short and sweet as always. Hey, one thing I wanted to mention, if you get a chance, check out the Memorial Park on Market Street there. The new granite base is in, and they have sandblasted that a week or so ago, and they have all 6 military agencies on there. It came out very nice, so if you have a loved one there, it's on a brick, or you can purchase a brick to support that Memorial Park. Anyway, it turned out very nice. The other thing is, for the last couple of years, if you drive across the bridge, the Missouri River Bridge, you notice that the railings have needed painting for a couple of years. Been trying to work on that for a couple of years and made no headway. And when we had the MoDOT meeting the other night, I finally had a conversation, and that gentleman called somebody else, and I'm glad to report that the railings will be painted in 2024. They didn't give me a month, but at least it's finally going to be done. I mean, as you're coming into town, it kind of looks a little shabby that, you see more white than you do black. And then, drum roll. Many of you know that the movie was filmed here last year. Well, we just got word last week that it was sold. So mark your calendars for Wednesday, November 1st, to watch a Christmas vintage on demand, Amazon Prime, Roku, Tubi, Peacock, Zumo, and Freebie. Anyway, that's good news. All right, I'm done.
All right.
City
That's
Administrator.
exciting. My news is way less exciting. So I think you all received a sales tax deposit report this afternoon. This month is 8% over October last year, but we are still running year-to-date 7% under last year's totals. The rock trenching project that we were working on Sandplant Road, that has been accomplished, which is, we're grateful that that's done, and ended up with some unexpected good news. Calabite caught wind of what we were doing and offered to pay us to put fiber in that trench so that they don't have to do their own. So Jesse will probably have the numbers when he's here next time, but it could be at least a third of what the cost was. So that is wonderful news. There's a Transportation Alternatives Committee meeting, what we refer to as TAC. That is all the Gasconade County cities and officials will be coming together at the courthouse on Thursday to discuss the transportation needs that are on the state system. So feel free to contact me if you want to see the list that we have and think you might want to add something to it. Last year, as far as Hermann, we suggested things like we had 2 sidewalk routes that are along the State Highway 1, possibly we suggested connecting the school to the library, connecting our new bridge to the Safe Routes to School would be 2 things. That low spot over by the bluff on Highway 100 East always comes up, things like that. So the Public Works Department, they are out reading meters this week. And that chore is getting quicker all the time because of all these electronic, what we call ERTs, the electronic radio transmitting devices that will read it automatically. So all the gas ones are done in about 70% of the water. So they've been working pretty hard and heavy on that lately. We did unfortunately have an employee in the Public Works, the gas, water, wastewater department resign last week for another opportunity, so we do have an opening again. Today, the CFR asphalt preservation process was happening on all of the asphalt that we laid last year. We go back with that reclamite sealing. It extends the life of a new asphalt. So I don't know if they got done today, but I know they at least started. And you might have noticed if you went by the park, the Lions Field, there's some equipment down there, and that is because they are trying to make that a more usable space. You know how that whole lower end stays so marshy and wet? So they're trying to fix the drainage there and bring in some fill to hopefully make that usable. And the Port Authority, the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission, who votes on that, their meeting is in Warrenton Thursday morning. It's on their agenda, on the consent agenda portion, which they specifically describe on there as being voted on without discussion, and all the items on the consent agenda in one fell swoop, in one vote. So I guess they're anticipating not having it not being any kind of contentious issue. Clark County also has a Port Authority application on the consent agenda. I did reach out to Steve Etcher and just ask him, I said, would it be good for there to be city representation there? He said he'd be there. He didn't think it was necessary, but of course it's open to anybody that wants to go. I will be at the courthouse. I have that conflicting meeting on the same day, but you can watch it online as well, and I can give you that link if you want. As you know, I sit on the chamber board, and I'm just passing along some information for them, a little late, but they have decided, because of staffing issues, that they will be closed the first Saturday of every month for the foreseeable future. So feel free to spread that information.
You're talking about the license office, right?
What did I say? Yeah, I'm talking about
The chamber office,
Yes,
but I mean,
I'm sorry.
you mean the
Yes,
license.
I do mean the license office. And couple announcements, leaf pickup will start October 17th. That will be a Tuesday, and so it'll be every Tuesday and Thursday through November 30th. Large trash pickup day will be November 4th. And if you talk to anybody about that, remind them that come springtime, we may have a different process for that. It may look something more like taking it to the recycling center. So, I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. We have no public comments, correct? Old business? Any old business? Any new business?
Me.
It's always you. No, go ahead.
I know. The city, in collaboration with the health department, purchased an automatic external defibrillator, and it is placed on the north side of the fire department. It has 24/7 monitoring. It has a camera on it so that if someone would open it up, it would take their picture, and it's going to notify the police department and the company that installed it. And I think it's going to make our park a safer place, and there will also be signs placed around the park so that people camping, if they're over in the soccer fields or games or pickleball or tennis, there's going to be right there one for them to use. So.
Very good. Okay, any other new business? Gentlemen, we will move on to ordinances.
The first for your consideration this evening is Bill number 2023-34, an ordinance to amend section 150.090 user fees of chapter 150 parks of the municipal code of the city of Hermann.
So this is what we talked about last week, and these were the camping rates have been suggested by the park board to be raised $5 a piece. All we need tonight is a first reading.
We need a motion to approve it. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve bill number 2023-34 first read.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
Next is Bill number 2023-35, an ordinance to approve a municipal services and material contract by and between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Vaughn Pools and Spas for the relocation of the pump and filter for the city's pool.
So we had approved the bid for this at the last meeting, and so this is actually to approve the contract with the company that we approved. And if you could read this 2 times, we'll get that going.
All right. I have a motion to approve. We've been trying to get this done for years.
Made a motion to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried.
A second time, bill number 2023-35, an ordinance to approve a municipal services and material contract by and between the city of Hermann, Missouri and Vaughn Pools and Spas for the relocation of the pump and filter for the city's pool.
Do I have a motion to approve second reading?
I will move to approve bill number 2023-35 as second read.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. We will move on to resolution.
The resolution is number 1338, a resolution authorizing the issuance of festival space permits for October.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
go ahead. Sure.
In past, I know when it came to yard sales during festivals, we didn't allow them.
No, they're not allowed.
So they are allowed with your permission. So we have had, for years, there was one lady, if Carol was here, she'd know her name, who used to fill out a festival event application every year to have her yard sale during Oktoberfest. So they're not prohibited, but they're only allowed like any other event with the board's permission. And they filled out you'll see later here in your packet, they have a festival event permit. That's on here, right, Corey? Yeah.
I just seen it, I know in past that we had denied them. I think last year it was out there at Creekside, they was going to have a multi-family yard sale, and we didn't allow that for 2 years ago. Because David Perlin
I think
was here.
I think through some communications, we did get them properly permitted for the following week. I think they just failed to fill out their permit.
Okay.
What does it mean, number 1, 1, and 10?
Number of spaces
Oh, okay.
allotted.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve the resolution?
Move to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Very good. We will move on to motions. Motion to approve last meeting minutes.
I move to approve the minutes.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Invoices for payment.
I move that we pay the bills.
I have a motion on the floor to pay the bills. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Electric, put my glasses on again. Ratify electrical utility easement deed for the Vollmer Properties LLC.
So this was just something to clear up their chain of title that they needed. So it's the same utility easement that we had with Pretium. We just needed to give one to the new property. QCM, technically they are Vollmer Properties LLC.
And just to clarify, because this was before my term as an alderman, this does not have anything to do with the KT,
Quebec.
yeah,
69.
those properties. This is not involved with that, correct?
That is correct. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is for their specific transformers up there, the land that they sit on. Apparently years ago, it was owned by the Industrial Development Authority, and when they gave it to the city, there was a gap in they didn't get it transferred cleanly to the city.
Okay.
Any other questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve?
I will move to approve.
Motion is made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Appoint Michael Morgan to the Landmarks Commission.
And I think you, Corey has this for you on your desks, which is his volunteer application.
Any questions on Michael? Do I have a motion to approve Michael?
I I move to approve Michael Morgan to the commission.
Motion's been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. I think he will be a good addition, he's a good guy. Conditional use permit renewal for Arminius Holdings, 1837 Bar, 403 Market Street, the outdoor liquor consumption.
If I may,
Yes, sir.
this one and the next item, E and F, are not quite ready for
Oh,
this
that's right, you
meeting.
told me that, we forgot.
If we can push those on to the next meeting, we'll get them done next time.
Okay, we'll move on down. Thank you for reminding me, you know, it was only half hour. Caterers permit for El Ranchito Mexican Restaurant, which is on 4th and Schiller Street, October 19th, 2023.
I move to approve.
Motion to approve, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event, application, Hermann Christian Fellowship, free water and welcome card, 100 East First Street, October 14th, 21st, 28th, 2023. Have a motion to approve that.
Move to approve.
Motion is made
Second.
and seconded, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application, Whitney Shoot, state sale, 515 West 6th Street, October 20th and 21st, 2023.
I move to approve.
Motion is made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Festival event application, Larry Hagedorn, a yard sale, 118 West 6th Street, October 14th and 15th, 2023. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I will move to approve.
Motion is made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hey Corey, do we need to do this, Patrick Flattery?
No, he'll be on the next one as well. I had all their checklist stuff done on one page.
Okay, well, there was,
These two were the only two that were on this meeting.
you only had mentioned together too, I just wanted to make sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Somebody want to do the closed session?
I move that we go into closed session for the purpose of dealing with matters related to hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting employees pursuant to section 610.0213, and discussion related to negotiations for a contract pursuant to section 610.02112 revised statutes of Missouri.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
We are now in closed session. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for those watching. Good luck with your venture. Yeah, either one.